What are the tax implications for graduate student funding? Imagine getting a scholarship or a fellowship and wondering if you need to pay taxes on it. It might seem complicated, but understanding the rules can save you surprises when tax season comes around. When you receive funding for your graduate studies, it's important to know which parts are taxable and which are not. Different sources of funding have different tax rules, so let's break it down clearly. Scholarships or fellowships use solely for qualified educational expenses like tuition. Required fees, books, supplies, and equipment are generally not taxable. That means if you use your scholarship money to pay for these things, you usually won't owe taxes on that amount. But if you use the money for non-qualified expenses such as room and board, travel, or optional equipment, those amounts are considered taxable income and must be reported on your tax return. If your fellowship or grant is paid for work you do, like teaching or research, that income is taxable and should be reported as wages. You might also have taxes withheld from these payments, similar to a regular paycheck. If not, you may need to make estimated quarterly tax payments to avoid penalties. Stipends intended for living expenses like housing, food, or personal costs are also taxable income. Many graduate students receive stipends as part of their fellowships, and the taxable part depends on how the funds are used. If you receive a stipend without tax withholding, it's wise to set aside some money for taxes and possibly make quarterly payments. Assistantship payments for teaching or research are treated as wages. These are usually subject to income tax withholding and reported on tax forms like the W-2. Work-study earnings are also taxable and must be included as income on your tax return. There are tax credits and deductions available for students. The Lifetime Learning Credit can reduce your tax bill by a percentage of your qualified education expenses. The tuition and fees deduction allows you to subtract certain education costs from your taxable income. Remember, you can't claim both on the same expenses, so choose the option that benefits you most. When it's time to file, keep detailed records of how you use your funding. Save receipts, tuition payments, and documentation of how much of your scholarship or fellowship was used for qualified expenses. This helps you report accurately and avoid penalties for underreporting. Being aware of these rules helps you plan better financially. Know whether your funding is taxable before you accept it, and budget accordingly. Using tax software or consulting a tax professional familiar with graduate student funding can make the process smoother. Keeping good records will support your tax filings and ensure you stay compliant. Understanding these tax implications means you can focus more on your studies and less on unexpected tax bills.